Welcome to Ed Fluential Sports, where passion meets precision. As I'm your host, Ed, diving deep into the plays, players, and stories shaping the game. And with the MLB season starting, obviously I recapped the first game, but it's time to recap one of the series that wrapped up, which features my favorite team, the St. Louis Cardinals, taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. This was a roller coaster of emotion opening season. Uh, Hopefully, we can get to the playoffs. That'd be nice within the wild card a few years ago. Lost, but at least we're in the playoffs at that point. So hopefully, we can get back to that point. Obviously, it's a very long season for the MLB, 162 games. But let's just cover these first three. I won't do a recap after every series, but and then I won't just do the Cardinals. I'll cover other teams as well. I do it with the NBA, the NFL. Don't just cover my teams. I try to cover everybody as much as I can. And I was, like I said, won't not going to watch all 162 games of the Cardinals. That's unrealistic. Watch all the highlights, sure, but all the games live, that's just unrealistic. So whenever I do, but I will try to watch. Obviously, I'm gonna watch them the most. But with that very long intro, let's get into the first game. That was on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was on Thursday because we didn't play it on Friday. The Thursday taking on the Rays, and St. Louis was at home this entire series. Roller coaster of emotions. Not much going on. I think I told Dan after the second inning because I had forgot that the game had came on early. But I told him after the second inning, St. Louis scored first. They was on the board first. We led 1-0. I was like, okay, pitching looks pretty solid so far. Not much happens in the fourth. In the fourth. In the fifth inning, they tied it, which that made me really mad with how they were able to do it because I thought that I thought that was a foul ball, but it wasn't. So hey, made they made the call. So uh, yeah, it wasn't a foul ball. Even though it looked like a foul ball, they reviewed it. It wasn't. So it is what it is. Nothing I can do about that. Um, but that tied the game 1-1. Then top of the sixth, I was like, what? The Tampa Bay Rays just took over. Their batting was elite, and this was the best that they had been batting wise all game. And this wasn't even their best performance in the series, but they had 6 hits in that sixth inning. So 6 for 6, 6 innings, 6 hits at the top of the sixth. And I was like, holy fuck, this doesn't look good. We're now down 7-1 because everybody was just on fire. And then I left for a little bit. So I watched the other two games fully through because I left for a little bit in the sixth inning after that because I was very angry. So I took a shower. I came back. The sixth inning is still going on, and we didn't. Now we're just down one. So then I seen us tie the game and take the lead. So then now it's 9-7. The Cardinals got the lead, and I was like, can we just please hold on and not give up all these damn runs? Which we was able to. We did end up winning that first game 9-0. I regret leaving in that time that I did, so I did have to go back and watch the highlights. The other two games, like I said, watched fully through. But man, that a roller coaster of emotions. Then it was like, let's just not let them do what they did in the sixth inning. So then we finished the game winning 9-7. We had 14 hits. I can't say only because 14 is still a lot. While Tampa Bay had 17 hits, and they also had 2 errors. And then for as far as pitching goes, like the Cardinals use they use 7 pitchers in this game. So, and then our pitching performance next game was much better than that. But because the starting pitchers, Romusman, if I'm saying that correctly, for the Rays, he pitched in 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, gave up a run, gave up a home run, and only had 2 strikeouts. And then meanwhile, Libertar for my Cardinals, 7 hits, 1 run, 1 home run, did have 2 strikeouts, and then it was Savin who gave up the most, if I'm not mistaken. He gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, and 3 hits and 3 runs. So even though our starting pitcher is the only one that gave up a home run, he wasn't even the worst. He wasn't even our worst pitcher because the pitchers after him didn't do much either. They gave up 3 runs. Burrow, he gave up 2 runs following that. I was like, man, like at least Libertor was able to get a few strikeouts. So even with that, it was like we still won. So I was still happy with that. Weatherhoff had 4 at bats, 1 hit, 1 run, 2 RBIs, and a home run. Burleson 4 at bats, 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, a home run. So, like I said, we had a lot of hits. Diaz for the Rays, 1 run and 3 hits. Uh, Rondo for the Rays as well, 4 at bats, 1 run, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a home run. So, both teams played well. The Cardinals, they just was able to dominate that 6th inning and just play a little bit better, get a few more hits that won them that game. So start the season winning the first game on that Thursday. Then we get to Saturday, and that was the second game that we played versus the Rays. Uh, it was I gotta pull my notes up for this because we also won this game 6-5, but this game ended up going into extra innings. The 9 innings wasn't enough to decide this game. Had great batting by the Cardinals early on as we were able to score 2 runs in the first inning. And then the pitching, we saw a lot. This was the best pitching performance we've seen within the series between these two teams because both Boyle for the Rays, he pitched in 6 innings, did give up 3 hits, but he did give up 3 hits and 2 runs, which was in that first inning. But following that, he had 4 strikeouts. So even though he had a bad first inning, he did make up for it, and the Rays were able to come back. Siller in 2 innings pitched had 2 hits, gave up 2 hits, gave up 2 runs, had 2 strikeouts. But yeah, and then Jax, he had 1 hit. He gave up 1 hit, 2 runs, and he didn't have any strikeouts. That's the Rays pitching. McGreevy for us, he was really great. He pitched in 6 innings, didn't give up a hit, a run, or a home run. And then he had 5 strikeouts. Obviously, I know how baseball works, and pitchers can't play. The starting pitcher can't play the entire game, but I do wish he could have played going into that 7th inning as well. I think that would have, because the Rays did get some momentum later in that game. It was the 8th inning when they finally did score. So we have McGreevy in there to the 7th inning, then go to pitch and change in the 8th. I don't think the Rays make it as close because this was a super close game that I don't think needed to be that close. It was the 9th inning, not the 8th, where they turned up. The 8th is when we scored 2 more times to go up 4-0. But if we make the pitch and change in the 7th, then we got O'Brien coming there for the next 2 innings. I don't think that O'Brien gives up those 4 runs. I know he gave up a few hits, but Stink, he gave up multiple. He gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. So he did have 2 strikeouts, and then Sampson, he gave up 3 runs as well. So our last 2 pitchers combined gave up all those 5 runs. So if our pitcher rotation is McGreevy playing 1 extra inning, and then we make the change, I don't think it comes down to being that close because it really shouldn't have been that close. Like I said, we were hot out the gates. We led 4-0. I was like, yeah, we look good in this game. There's no reason for us to lose this. And then they got some hits. It was, and I forget who had that first hit, but the Rays, they end up tying the game and even taking the lead at one point because they tied it in the 9th inning. So now it's 4-4 after 9. And then going into that 10th, they get another run, which I was like, oh man. So they went up 5-4, but then Weatherhoff, he had the game-winning RBI double to win us that game, and the Cardinals won 6-5. Another good game by Weatherhoff. He had 5 at bats, 1 run, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Meanwhile, Diaz, he was all right for the Rays. Had 5 at bats, 1 hit, 1 RBI. And then it was Carson Williams. Yeah, Carson Williams had 4 at bats, 1 run, 1 hit, 2 RBIs for the Rays. So he did a great job getting them back into that game. So shout out to him for keeping it close. But the Cardinals, like I said, I really enjoyed the pitching that we got out of McGreevy because he was the one that really put us ahead. But once the pitching rotation had to change, obviously, because like I explained earlier, once that changed and we went with our other pitchers, it wasn't even after McGreevy went to the. It was 2 pitchers after that because the next 2 pitchers didn't do anything crazy. They didn't give up no crazy runs. But we did get the win in 10 innings, which I prefer we win it in 9 and not give up that lead because we easily could have lost that game. But that we still wanted to go up 2-0 to improve to 2-0 on the season. And then had the game last night on Sunday, or not last night, yesterday afternoon, because it was like 2. So then there was the third game, and this was the game that we ended up losing. Lost this one 11-7, which McGreevy didn't play in this game. He didn't play in this game, which I don't know why, because he didn't play in the first one either. So I think it would have made sense for him to play in this one too. But losing this hurts. I mean, we're still 2-1, so we still had a good start to the season. But May pitched in 4 innings, giving up 10 hits, 6 runs, having 3 strikeouts. Like, you don't give up a home run, but you gave up 6 runs and 10 hits in 4 innings. So it's like that's a lot of hits to give up. So that's a sin. Like, they were leading, and then we got a few runs ourselves. Like the Mats, he wasn't doing too well either for the Rays in 5 innings. He gave up 6 hits and 4 runs, had 2 strikeouts, and gave up a home run. So it's not like they got great pitching either. And that all these games were high scoring, which isn't good. Because scoring that much means that your pitching hasn't been great. And it's like, yeah, sure, sometimes elite batting can win you games, which the Cardinals, we're not an elite team batting wise. So far, we look like it 3 games into the season, but I don't expect this to keep up. So impressive win. Well, impressive 2 wins, but the third loss, it was like, it's whatever. The pitching in the first inning was fine for both teams. Then Tampa Bay scored 3, and it was based off and that was due to Carson Williams. He had a really good hit that allowed the Rays to score again because they were already up 2-0. Then that second hit that he had, not that second, but his hit in the second inning put them up 3-0 and had them in control. St. Louis did finally score to make it a 1-1 game, to make it a 1-3 game. Then in the 4th inning, they both scored 3 runs. And so it was Tampa Bay, they led 6-4 at that point. So it's like we building a good momentum, might be able to win it, might be able to storm back. But it was just both teams just trading runs really, because then at the 5th through 7th inning, it was that's when the pitching picked up, because the relief pitchers, etc., came in and played much better than the starting pitchers did. So them coming in actually added a spark to this game until the 8th inning, when both teams scored 3 runs again, just trading runs with each other. I forget who. It was. I don't think I wrote down who scored for the Rays, but probably because I was mad after they scored 3 runs. Didn't really write down who scored for them. And then Pages had an RBI double. They got us back into it. That cut the deficit to 9-7. Going into the 9th inning, then they scored twice more. Tampa Bay did, to go up 11-7 and hold on to that lead and win the game. The Rays, both teams were elite batting wise in this series, but the Rays did blow a lead. The Cardinals almost blew a lead. Then the Rays got a lead and held on to it. They had 17 hits in this game to the Cardinals 11, which is still a lot of hits for both teams, even for us losing. But our best player was Jordan Walker in this game with 4 at-bats, 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and 1 home run. We just wasn't able to cut into that deficit a bit more. And like I said, our pitching was really bad in those first 4 innings. So, man, I really wish McGreevy was in that game. Because even if he played bad, I don't think it would have been as bad as what May did, because that was terrible. Then meanwhile, Yandy Diaz, 6 at-bats, 2 runs, 5 hits, 4 RBIs for Tampa Bay. So I do got to give him credit for that. That's playing a really good game. So while we did lose the last game, we do start the season 2-1, which is still a plus. So like I said, we got 159 more games left in the season. So I'll take this. I'll enjoy this while it lasts. Nice start to the season. Still need a lot of improvements, because this is not a good way to start the season. The Rays need some improvements too. They're 1-2, which in a 162 game season isn't a bad start, but they need, watching this from both sides, both of our teams need a lot of improvement, because this is not having these high scoring games with all this elite batting to start the season. I doubt it holds throughout the season, and then the pitching just has to be more consistent for both of these teams. We're playing the Mets today. The They're also 2-1, so we got a series against them coming up. Still at home. Hopefully, we can come out of this. Actually, I got to check the schedule to see if it is another 3-game series. Because if it is, I'll take another 3-game series. Yeah, hopefully we can take another 2 of these games within these next 3 days, so we can go 2-1 in this stretch and start the season 4-2. I'll be fine with that. Rays, y'all in a different division, so I don't really care how much y'all win or lose. So I just need my Cardinals to win and everybody in the Central to lose, or obviously not realistic. But the Rays, good luck to y'all for the rest of the season. The Cardinals, good couple of wins, good start to the season. But I wish we were 3-0, but a bad pitching performance. Not even bad, terrible pitching performance. But yeah, with that being said, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, comment your thoughts on this video or the series in general between the Rays and the Cardinals, and share for others to see. And yes, I looked down multiple times to look at my notes to remember certain things. So yeah, that's if you see me looking down, that's why, because I take notes on every sport that I watch, so I don't want to forget the significant moments in the games.